Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and the Supreme Court has been an enigma, and we have breaking news from there today. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. You know, this Supreme Court session in particular has been an enigma. It has been, and most of it hinges on one Supreme Court justice, and you never know what they're going to decide from one decision to the next. That is really odd in this era. Usually you have an idea of which way the Supreme Court's going to lean. In this case, is all about religious freedom. When you have a school that says they want to be a charter school, they want to receive state funding, but they are a religious school. Now this is interesting because almost every other specialty charter school can get funding unless it is a religious school. In this case, a Christian school. And the tie here, there was a tie, a 4-4 tie. Not something that happens very often when you have 9 justices on the Supreme Court. So if you have 9 justices, how do you get to a 4-4 tie? Simple. You have one conservative side with the liberals, and then you have one conservative recuse themselves because they say they have ties to some of the attorneys prosecuting the case. The one who recused themselves was Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who I have to say this session has been an incredible disappointment. Now, I'm starting to believe, with no evidence, I have no knowledge of this, it's just my opinion, that maybe she's so obsessed with the media liking her that she's making these ridiculous decisions. As far as I'm concerned, there was no need to recuse herself. She didn't have to. There's no law that says she does. And this case will get back through the courts. It'll get back to the Supreme Court. Maybe they'll have different attorneys on it so there's no conflict. And what would happen and what will happen when the Catholic Justice Amy Coney Barrett rules on the case? Because a lot of people think she can't be fair and impartial because she's Catholic. I disagree. I disagree vehemently, especially looking at some of her decisions. I want you guys to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Paula Reed, what are you learning, Paula?
So, Pamela, this is one of the big cases that we have been watching, a question about Oklahoma's effort to stand up the nation's first religious charter school. And we did not get an opinion here because we saw something we rarely see, which is a 4-4 deadlock from the Supreme Court. Justice Amy Coney Barrett had to recuse herself in this case, and the remaining 8 judges split 4-4. So when that happens, you basically just are left with the lower court opinion that was appealed, which found that this proposed Catholic charter school was unconstitutional. Now, we've been watching this case very closely because there has been a big push from a lot of conservatives in this country to try to get more federal funding for religiously affiliated schools. This is something that a lot of folks have been working on in the Supreme Court. The conservative supermajority has handed this effort a series of wins, which is why we were watching this case so closely. But here we did not get an opinion from the Supreme Court, so we don't know how exactly they would analyze this issue, which is why I would expect that this question will likely return to the High Court in the coming years. Now, some people may wonder why Justice Barrett recused herself in this case. We were told that she had multiple ties to some attorneys who were representing the religious school in this case. But we don't see this very often. They'll leave in place that lower court ruling. Pamela?
Yeah, you have to wonder what would happen had she not recused.
Our chief legal affairs correspondent, Paula Reed, thank you very much for that update.
And happening now, the former assistant to Sean